Are you still waiting for permission? Are you still waiting for the world to apologize for what it did to you? Look at you. You call this a life? This padded cell of convenience you've built around yourself. This soft, pathetic insulation against the very elements that forged the legends you pretend to admire. You've been wronged, haven't you? Betrayed, dismissed, laughed at. And your solution was to retreat, to nurse the wound, to turn your shame into a blanket. Pathetic. Let me tell you something about vengeance, about true retribution. It isn't served hot or cold. It is served loud. And the only way to generate that decibel level is through an unrelenting, silent, and brutal accumulation of power. Your comeback will be the loudest revenge, but that roar is not born in the echo chamber of your victimhood. It is forged in the silent, grinding, unromantic factory floor of your absolute, non-negotiable effort. Wipe the tears. People, the world doesn't care about your feelings. It only cares about the results you produce. You worship comfort. You treat mediocrity like a safe harbor. You seek the path of least resistance, and then you have the audacity to wonder why your life feels so hollow. You are actively resisting the fire that is meant to purify you. Every morning, people, you choose the warm bed over the cold floor, the easy answer over the difficult truth, the familiar stagnation over the terrifying leap. Do you truly believe transformation is a gentle process, that you can evolve into a predatory force while staying in the nursery? The greatest lie ever sold to you was that pain is an enemy. Pain is the forge. Suffering is the only reliable metric for growth. When it hurts, you know you are shedding the old, weak skin. When you are suffering, you are paying the cosmic price for the next level of existence. Stop running from the invoice. Embrace the brutal arithmetic of achievement. You get out what you are willing to bleed for. You are currently afraid of a scratch. Look at the weight of your potential. You walk around carrying a silent, magnificent titan inside your chest, and you're letting it suffocate in the cramped attic of your excuses. You are one of the uncommon ones, or at least you have the capacity to be. But what does uncommon require? It requires you to suffer uncommonly. It demands that you take on burdens that would crush the average man, and not only survive them, but thrive under the pressure. The fear isn't failure. You've already failed by accepting less than you are. The real, terrifying fear is of actualizing your potential and realizing just how much of your life you wasted being a coward. You fear being great because greatness is isolating. Greatness demands you leave the herd behind. Are you willing to be an island? Are you willing to trade superficial validation for absolute, terrifying sovereignty? If not, then shut up about your dreams. They are just distractions from your current, miserable reality. You keep waiting for the perfect moment, the surge of motivation, the sign from the universe. The universe doesn't send signs, it sends challenges. And the perfect moment is a mythical creature invented by procrastinators. Stop romanticizing the start. It doesn't need to be clean, it needs to be visceral. It needs to be a break, a violent, irreversible commitment. You don't need a plan, You need a declaration of war against your former, weaker self. The grind is not glamorous. It is monotonous, exhausting, and often humiliating. You will fail publicly. You will be criticized by people who have achieved absolutely nothing. Let their noise be the fuel for your silence. Your response is not a tweet or an argument. Your response is the accumulation of one more rep, one more line of code, one more hour of focused, difficult, mind-numbing labor. That is the only language the universe respects. The sting of betrayal, the humiliation of that dismissal. It wasn't a tragedy. It was a catalyst. It was the universe injecting a poison that, if you choose, can become the antidote to your weakness. The shame you carry is a volatile energy source. Stop trying to suppress it. Weaponize it. Every morning when you wake up, before the first drop of coffee, replay the moment they laughed at you. Let the acid of that memory burn away the temptation of comfort. Let that burning be the first conscious choice you make for the day. They thought you were finished. They wrote the epitaph for your potential. Good. Let them believe it. Underestimation is the greatest strategic advantage you will ever possess. While they are celebrating your apparent demise, you will be in the dark, rebuilding, recalibrating, and transforming into something unrecognizable, something predatory. This idea that you deserve a break, it's an infection. You haven't earned a break. You have earned the right to work harder because you are closer to the breakthrough. The man who rests at 9,000 when his potential is $1,000 is still a failure. Just a slightly better paid one. The standard you walk past is the standard you accept. People do not accept the standard of good enough. Your good enough is another man's catastrophic failure. You are playing a different game, and the rules demand absolute, uncompromising excellence. The suffering you avoid today is merely deferred interest on a debt you will have to pay. And when that debt collector comes, he will demand payment in the currency of regret, the most valuable and useless currency in the world. Stop making your suffering sentimental. It's not a badge of honor to complain about the process. It's a lever. You are under load, and that load is developing the structural integrity of your character. The people who quit didn't lack talent. They lacked the philosophical robustness to view hardship as an investment rather than a punishment. If you are not in pain, you are not learning. If you are not failing, you are operating within the boundaries of what you already know, and therefore, you are stagnating. Real power isn't about avoiding the fall. It's about knowing how to hit the ground, absorb the impact, and use the sheer force of the collision to springboard yourself higher than you were before. You are not defined by the setback. You are defined by the ferocity of your rebound. Do you understand the weight of your fear? It's not a small, manageable anxiety. It is a gravitational force pulling you back toward the zero line, back to the safe. Pull. Shallow existence you claim to despise. The fear of being judged. The fear of losing what little you have. The fear of the unknown. Every single one of these fears is a tether to mediocrity. People, your breakthrough is always on the other side of your greatest fear. You have to actively seek the edge. You have to court discomfort. People. You have to train your nervous system to associate the feeling of anxiety and effort not with danger, but with imminent evolution. If you feel comfortable right now, you are doing it wrong. Go find the edge, then step over it. The people who wronged you, who underestimated you, they are not thinking about you. They are living their lives, secure in the knowledge that they won the exchange. Oh, this realization should not depress you. It should incite a cold, surgical fury. They are irrelevant until you force them to look. You don't take revenge by talking. People, you don't take revenge by posting philosophical quotes. You take revenge by constructing an undeniable reality that renders their past judgments of you completely, laughably obsolete. Your life, your achievements, your absolute, towering transformation, that is the weapon. It is a silent, elegant, and utterly destructive form of retribution. When you walk back into that room, they shouldn't just see you. They should see the living, breathing, magnificent consequence of their mistake. You are confusing activity with progress. You are confusing the performance of hard work with the actual production of results. Stop orbiting the goal, impact the target. Cut out the rituals, the distractions, the endless preparation. Pull. Preparation is another sophisticated form of procrastination. At some point, the simulation has to end, and the live fire exercise has to begin. You have the knowledge, you have the tools. All you lack is the guts to commit to the irreversible action. People. This is the moment where the script ends and the brutal reality of the battlefield begins. People, you have to leave something of value on the table. A sacrifice that proves you are serious. What are you willing to burn to fuel this fire? Your sleep, your weekends, your worthless social life. The cost of admission to the next level is always steep. Pay it. Now, pull. The philosophical truth of the human condition is that we are all ultimately alone in the arena. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to validate your struggle. The accountability is 100% yours, and the responsibility is non-transferable. Stop outsourcing your value to external forces. You are the author, the editor, and the executioner of your own destiny. The moment you realize this, the burden shifts from an oppressive weight to a glorious, empowering responsibility. Your potential is not a gift. It is a debt you owe to the force that created you, and that debt is coming due. This is your final command, not a suggestion, not a soft encouragement. You are not allowed to negotiate with the darkness in your mind anymore. The moment you finish hearing this, people, the clock starts. You will not wait for the right clothes, the right mood, or the right planetary alignment. You will not check your phone. You will not indulge in one last distraction. You will stand up, pick the most difficult, most painful, most intimidating task on your horizon, people, and you will begin the execution with savage, immediate prejudice. This is not a warm-up. This is the moment the old self dies. Your comeback starts now. You don't get to rest until the world is forced to hear the deafening roar of your success. Go earn the right to your revenge.